99% of Midwest hunters are still punishing themselves with heavy 12-gauge slugs. They think massive recoil and terrible ballistics are just the price you pay to hunt dense timber legally. But that stubbornness is costing them ethical shots and full freezers. The other 1% figured out a better way. They are running modern centerfire rifles built specifically for straight wall cartridges. They get precision accuracy at 200 yards, a fraction of the kick, and zero regulatory headaches. The era of the bruised shoulder and the wildly inaccurate shotgun is completely dead. Here are the 5 straight wall platforms that have rendered the traditional slug gun entirely obsolete. Stepping into the number 5 spot is the Stag Arms Stag 15 Pursuit. The AR-15 platform is taking over the woods, and this rifle proves exactly why. Feeds on 350 Legend. This semi-automatic runs a 16-inch Hansen profile barrel with a nitride finish. It comes straight from the factory, threaded at 5/8 by 24, ready for your suppressor. Coated in midnight bronze Cerakote and wrapped with a 13.5-inch M-LOK handguard, it blends tactical modularity right into a traditional deer camp. Picking this up, the ergonomics are undeniable. The Magpul CTR stock comes with a custom leather cheek pad that softens the tactical aesthetic perfectly. When you press out, the recoil on the 350 Legend is incredibly mild. It feels more like a polite tap on the shoulder than a punch, letting you stay right on target for follow-up shots. Squeezing the trigger is an absolute joy. It snaps like a frozen glass rod. Looking under the hood, Stag threw in a match-grade Timney Targa 2-stage trigger braking at roughly 3.5 to 4 pounds. Here is why that matters for hunters. A 2-stage setup lets you take up the initial slack and stage the trigger right at the wall while your heart is pounding. When the animal steps into your shooting lane, you just apply that final ounce of pressure. It completely eliminates the jerky pull that causes most guys to blow a high-stress shot. Honestly, this platform is an absolute workhorse for anyone hunting thick brush where a rapid second shot is mandatory. My only gripe is the entry fee. This rig sets you back roughly $1,599, which is a massive pill to swallow for a dedicated hunting rifle. But if you want a gas gun that runs flawlessly and looks like it belongs in the woods, this is the ticket. Now we get serious with the Savage Arms 110 Trailblazer. This rig slings 350 Legend, 400 Legend, and 450 Bushmaster downrange. Built for the backcountry, this bolt-action platform features an 18 to 20-inch straight-fluted carbon steel barrel. It comes fully threaded and wrapped in a black ink Cerakote finish, sitting inside a flat dark gray synthetic stock with an adjustable length of pull. Shouldering this rifle gives you an immediate sense of locked-in balance. When you send a heavy round downrange, the exclusive Limb Saver recoil pad turns what should be a punishing kick into a dull, manageable shove. Engaging the famous AccuTrigger feels incredibly smooth. The brake rolls over like a polished ball bearing, delivering a perfectly predictable release without any gritty hesitation. Looking at the engineering, Savage equipped this rig with a heavy sporter profile straight fluted barrel. That fluting is not just there to look aggressive on the rack. It actively reduces the overall weight while maintaining the thermal mass and rigidity of a bull barrel, which drastically cuts down on barrel whip during the shot. Out in the woods, that means your point of impact stays absolutely consistent, giving you surgical precision even when taking a longer shot across a bean field. Look, I have no real complaints here. But if you want a featherweight mountain rifle, this one will feel a bit dense in your hands. It is built for people who prioritize unshakable stability in a tree stand over shaving every possible ounce. You are looking at roughly $719 at the register, making it a highly accessible machine that hits like a custom build. The field is thinning as we bring out the Marlin Dark Series, model 1895, eats 4570, Government for breakfast. This modernized lever action is a pure sledgehammer. It features a 16 and 17/100-inch cold hammer forged barrel, threaded at 11/16 by 24, coated in graphite black Cerakote with a nitride-treated bolt and lever. The whole system sits aggressively in a nylon-reinforced polymer stock. Up front, you get an aluminum handguard loaded with M-lock slots, plus an adjustable ghost ring and a tritium fiber optic sight for low-light work. Functionally, running the action on this rifle is incredibly satisfying. Racking the lever feels like slamming a heavy steel vault door shut. It is smooth but undeniably solid. When you squeeze, the break is crisp and heavy, snapping like a dry twig under a boot. Firing this beast produces an angry mule of a kick, but the thick factory recoil pad and radial muzzle brake tame that violent energy enough to keep you focused on the target. Diving into the engineering, the true star here is the extended 23-slot Picatinny rail integrated directly onto the receiver and barrel. This is not just for mounting a traditional scope. It provides a rigid, continuous mounting surface that allows you to confidently run a low-power variable optic or a thermal sight without worrying about zero shift or eye relief issues, giving you completely modern engagement capabilities on a design from 1895. Honestly, my only gripe is the heavy weight of the gun, combined with the extreme cost of factory ammunition, which makes high-volume practice a serious financial hurdle. The damage to your wallet for the rifle itself is roughly $1,429. Still, for stopping massive hogs or big bucks dead in their tracks, it is absolutely unmatched. I know a lot of guys talk a big game about big bore lever guns online. Sound off below if you actually have the shoulder to trust this rig in a real situation. Entering the elite tier, we have the Smith & Wesson Model 1854. Runs on 360 buckhammer. This lever action blends a massive 170-year legacy with 21st century modularity. It sports a 19 1/4-inch stainless steel barrel or a 16 3/10-inch barrel on the stealth version, fully threaded from the factory. Wrapped in a black polymer stock with an aluminum forend, it comes standard with an adjustable ghost ring sight and a Picatinny rail ready for your optic. Gripping the handguard, the balance point sits perfectly right at the receiver, making it incredibly fast to point. Cycling the loop is fluid and effortless, letting you stay glued to your target through the glass. The trigger breaks crisp and clean, snapping like a thin sheet of ice under pressure. Sending a high-pressure round downrange feels exactly like catching a heavy medicine ball, a deep, solid push against your shoulder, but completely manageable. Inside the hardware, Smith & Wesson integrated a removable magazine tube directly into this platform. That means at the end of a long hunt, you can dump your ammunition safely out the front of the tube without having to cycle every single live round through the chamber. For hunters climbing up and down from elevated tree stands with frozen hands, that completely eliminates one of the biggest accidental discharge risks in the field. My only gripe here is the aesthetic. The black polymer and aluminum finish completely abandons the classic wood and steel sole of a traditional lever gun, but that is purely a cosmetic complaint. Street price is roughly $1,279, making it a serious investment for a modern woodsman. This rig easily earns its elite status on this list, but wait until you see the absolute masterclass of value and performance sitting at number 1. Taking the crown at number 1 is the Ruger American Gen 2 Ranch. Slings 350 Legend, 400 Legend, and 450 Bushmaster downrange. This bolt action is a pure masterclass in practical engineering. It features a 16 1/10 to 16 3/8 inch cold hammer forged spiral fluted barrel. It comes right out of the box with a factory-installed radial muzzle brake and a rugged splatter-finished polymer stock equipped with a fully adjustable comb. Bringing this lightweight rifle to your shoulder feels incredibly natural, weighing in at roughly 6 8/10 pounds. The Ruger Marksman trigger is completely adjustable, and when tuned down, it shatters like a fragile glass needle. Touching off a heavy 400 Legend round gives you a firm, rapid shove backward, but the factory break instantly bleeds off that harsh bite, letting you rack the 70-degree bolt with blistering speed. Under the hood, Ruger completely solved the biggest historical headache of straight-wall bolt guns, feeding reliability by ditching the traditional internal box magazine and designing the action to accept standard AR-15 style magazines for the 350 and 400 Legend. They ensured those blunt-nosed straight-wall cartridges feed straight into the chamber, without nosediving or jamming. That means when you need a fast follow-up shot on a massive buck, the gun cycles with flawless, uninterrupted precision. Here is why this takes the absolute throne. It gives you the unshakable bolt-action reliability of number 4, combined with the fast reloading tactical magazine utility of number 5, and it does it all at a price that makes the rest of the market look completely out of touch. Look, I have no real complaints here. But if you demand the classic warmth of blued steel and walnut, this polymer workhorse will not win any traditional beauty pageants. Sets you back roughly $729, making it the undisputed, hyper-efficient king of the modern deerwoods. The straight-wall revolution is no longer a trend, it is the absolute standard. If you are still bruising your shoulder and missing shots with outdated shotgun slugs, you are fighting a battle that was lost years ago. Upgrade your hardware, respect your target, and guarantee your harvest this season. Train hard, stay safe, and I will see you downrange.